Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the gathering at your place. Our theme today is school days. So we've been sitting around discussing school days. It's pretty amazing to hear about everybody's different experiences. But we've talked about lunch boxes. Remember the sharpened number 2 pencils? This was really the only implement we were allowed to write with in elementary school. Remember composition books, which are still a popular item. I couldn't find a Big Chief tablet, but I looked for one. And how about this? This is actually my handwriting book from the 1st grade. Don't ask me what it's doing in my possession. I'm not going to answer that question. I'm sure my father had something to do with it, though. So this was my handwriting book. And 1959, heavens. The first practice sentence in here reads, "I like to be good. It makes me happy." Can you imagine children writing that sentence over and over today? I wonder what they write. Well, they don't write, do they? But I noticed something when I pulled this out the other day. It says, "Learning a new way, compendium." And so now at my ripe old age of whatever my ripe old age is, I had to look up the word compendium because I wasn't sure what that meant. On my 1st grade book, it means I wrote it down, a collection of precise, detailed information about a particular subject. Exactly what that is, showing you how to make your letters. And I forgot to introduce yourself. In the true school manner, I am Ms. Engle. Ms. Jones is across the table from me holding up her name. So back to the writing, do you remember being excited about learning how to write? I mean, when you first got to make those letters, and I used to love practicing writing, and we won't delve into the whole cursive debacle right now either, because I think that's just a darn shame. Back to some more history. Oops, sorry. My grandfather was a Methodist minister in West Virginia. He was a circuit rider, which meant that he traveled on his horse, whose name was Joe, to 4 different charges out in the mountains every Sunday. This was started in 1913, and he was assigned to 8 different locations. So on one weekend, he would go to 4 churches, and he would space them however, those services would be spaced however many hours apart they had to be. And on the next Sunday, he would go to the other 4 churches. So despite all of that, that wasn't exactly a money-making career. So he had to work Monday through Friday. And fairly typically in the day, he worked as a school teacher. And this is his school bell from 1913. And I actually I was looking up photos from one-room schoolhouses and things the other day, and there was a picture of a desk with this school bell on top of it. No kidding, this was the school bell. Isn't that great? So, are you ready for this? Because the day starts with the school bell. This is loud. All right, that's your signal to come running in and get to your seats. And I would like to introduce now, as the school day starts with the school bell, the school day also starts perhaps with some announcements and some messages from our principal. So please welcome Principal Myer, former Principal John Myer from Clear Creek School District. Good morning, Principal Myer.
Good morning, and welcome CarePartners and friends. It's very much. My name is John Myer, and do you want me to go on at this time, Nancy?
Yes, please.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank Nancy for the opportunity to go over some memories and experiences, both of myself in elementary school and as a principal. I spent 29 years as a principal, and from 1979 to 2007. And today, thank goodness I'm retired. I'm on the sidelines giving prayers and thoughts to those who are going through, the teachers and principals and so on, educators today, the counselors. I have no idea the concerns they have, but my thoughts and prayers are with them. So Nancy, thank you for this opportunity to share memories and experiences. I'm very honored because one of the most important things, at least the students thought, when you make announcements and you start the week with the pledge. And so we will, as in the essence of schools, we will start with the pledge, and we'll do the American pledge, and that will follow the pledge as they did as I retired, with a short moment of silent prayer and or meditation. So if you would join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And a moment of silent prayer or meditation. Amen. And today is September 24th, 2020. It is the 268th day of the year. There are 98 days left in the year. This is the third day of fall, and there are 88 days until winter. Two notable important events today are celebrated. Today is National Punctuation Day, and all teachers and educators, the period, the comma, the semicolon, question mark, and exclamation point are good examples of this and why we have a National Punctuation Day. Please enjoy, celebrate. There are students who not only aren't doing handwriting, but probably aren't celebrating all of the punctuation either. Also, I would like to tell you about National Cherries Jubilee Day and how to make cherries Jubilee. To make them, you need 2 cans of Bing cherries, sugar, cornstarch, cognac, and vanilla ice cream. You heat up all the ingredients except for the ice cream, and then flame the mixture, and you've created Cherries Jubilee. Over the last number of days, I've looked up things, that important events of September 24th, and one of the most important events, in 1908, Henry Ford produced the first factory-built Model T, and it was completed and came off the line and became the Tin Lizzie. Babe Ruth made his farewell appearance in a Yankee uniform. In 1936, Jim Henson was born in Mississippi. Jim Henson, as you know, created Kermit the Frog, Big Bird, Bert and Ernie, Miss Piggy, Oscar the Grouch, Cookie Monster, Grover, and many other Muppets. My children, which are now 40 and 38, loved Sesame Street, and we had to see it every day, along with Mr. Rogers. And they would sing the Mr. Rogers song. They would sing with Sesame. So it was an important event in my life just by being with them. In 1954, The Tonight Show premiered on NBC. And on 1959, September 24th, the last episode aired of the Mickey Mouse Club. Now, in my life, I can remember in 2nd grade, and I was born in 1948, in 2nd grade, jumping on my bicycle to get home so I could see the Mickey Mouse Club and see Annette Funicello and see all of the Mickey Mouse Club, Roy and Spin and Marty. So the Mickey Mouse Club was important in my life. In 1960, September 24th, the U.S. Enterprise was launched at Newport News, Virginia. It was the United States Navy's first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. In 1961, The Bullwinkle Show appeared. Rocky and Bullwinkle in their many episodes from Frostbite Falls, Minnesota. In 1977, The Love Boat set sail. 1988, Carl Lewis set the world's record. And in 1998, Elvis Presley was inducted into the Country Hall of Fame. As I finished announcements, one of the things as a principal, I had a thought for the week. And the thought for the week focused on some opportunity where they could take what they heard and use it during the week. Today, for the thought for the week, I will say everyone makes mistakes. That's why pencils have erasers. I believe that was the most popular one for the year. What I would do as a principal when I saw students either in the gym or in the hall or the lunchroom, I might ask them, do you know the thought for the week? And if they could repeat, everyone makes mistakes. That's why pencils have erasers. I would reach in my pocket and pull out a Tootsie Roll and give them a Tootsie Roll. You can imagine how it was when a principal would hand students some candy. Parents loved it, the kids loved it, and I had got to where I could say you can only do it once a week. But when I retired, the Tootsie Roll company called me and was concerned that I had passed away. I said, no, I'm just not buying them I'm not buying Tootsie Rolls anymore. Also, as my own personal life in elementary school, the most exciting thing every year was getting my school clothes, but also I would get to buy a new lunchbox. Every year, my mother would let me get a new lunchbox. So in my case, this is a Curious George lunchbox. And my favorite was Curious George before I got to school. And by the time I got to second grade, the second grade teacher said, John, you cannot check out any more Curious George books because what you've done in first grade was check out every one. And now it's time to move on to other horizons. But just for your knowledge, in every Curious George book written by Mr. and Mrs. Ray, they wrote it and did it together, illustrated together. The statement reads, he was a good little monkey and always very curious. If it's truly a Curious George book, it will have that statement in it. I always loved Cowboy. Cowboys, when I was a kid growing up, this is a Hopalong Cassidy lunchbox. I had Roy Rogers, Dale Evans lunchbox. I had the Lone Ranger lunchbox. It was amazing. Gene Autry lunchboxes, and I always loved those. Another one I saved was a Howdy Doody. Howdy Doody was my favorite afternoon program with Buffalo Bob, Clarabelle, the Peanut Gallery. In fact, there was an Indian, and the Indian chief was Thunder Thud, and there was Princess, Winter, Summer, Spring, and Fall. I still remember that from Howdy Doody. And Clarabelle, with his little horn, said yes or no, but he didn't talk during the program. And last but not least, as I told you, I loved passing out Tootsie Rolls. And one of my dear friends found this lunchbox, and I got that from him because of the Tootsie Rolls I passed out. Last experience I'll pass on as a principal, probably the most wonderful, was visiting with my kindergarten friends. Kindergartners never changed in the 30 years I was a principal. They were always loving. They always want to know everything. They care about it. They care about their school. They care about their mom and daddy, their grandma and grandpa, and they love their friends. And no matter who they were, what their names were, what their creed, what their color, what anything they were, when they'd see in the hall, I would love to say, good morning, my friend, give them a nice wave, and they'd say, good morning, I love you, Dad. And it got to be a fun thing because kindergartners would always say, I love you, Dad. And it was not until, oh gosh, about 2005 that kindergarten was scooting down the hall, and I said, good morning, my friend. And he said, I love you, Grandpa. And I said, I love you, Grandpa. I said, where did you get I love you, Grandpa? And he said, you've got gray hair like my grandpa. Then I decided it was time for me to retire. Again, I'm very honored to spend this time with you to do the pledge. Thank you very much, Nanci. I so appreciate it. I hope I haven't taken any time, and I hope I've opened some doors that you may reminisce yourself. Nanci, I turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Oh, that was great. Well, you brought up a lot of stories for me. I started thinking lunch boxes, and sadly, I can't remember the lunch boxes I ended up with, but I can remember the ones that I wanted that I never got. So I never got a red plaid lunchbox, and I never got a Peanuts lunchbox. And right now I'm very sad about that. This morning we were trying to discuss the whole Apple for the Teacher thing. You've heard that your whole lives, but in reality, none of us looked it up. So we're really not sure how that got started. But as you can see here this morning, I am either a very popular teacher or there was a sale on Gala apples at HEB. It's one of those two things. And now I would like to introduce to you, now that we've heard from our principal, we have former teacher and counselor, Ms. Newsom. Ms. Newsom, do you have some advice or wise words to impart? Things like keep our hands to ourselves and keep our eyes on our own paper?
I do. I'm going to start off with a little prayer this morning. We give you our schools, we give you all of our teachers, the staff, the students, the parents and their caregivers. We pray our schools will be a place of great discovery, adventure, and creativity. May it be a place where all love to learn and where all become lifelong learners. May we continue to learn once we leave the school. Let schools be a place where everyone is respected and where everyone is valued. As a teacher and then a school counselor, I got to know the cafeteria staff, the custodial staff, the office staff, and certainly the school nurse really, really well. One of my professors once said, the most important thing you can do when you're a new teacher is to get to know those people. And I would bake cookies or a batch of brownies and take them to all of the support staff. And they became my really good friends because they knew I respected and loved them. They loved me back. And when I needed something from them, an extra carton of milk for a hungry child, a cleanup in the classroom, Band-Aids for a boo-boo, or just some support from the office staff, they were always there. One of my favorite professors was Dr. Claude Cheek. He was an undergrad professor, and he loved people. He especially loved children. And I remember with deep respect and honor how he instilled in all of his students a desire to create an accepting, empathic, inviting, creative, and challenging classroom. Claude passed away a few years ago, but before he became ill and passed away, a friend of mine and I reconnected with him. And it was such a joy to reconnect with this professor and tell him how much we loved and admired him. He knew that he instilled that caring and serving and lifelong learning in me. So what I would like to ask you today is to reach out to a teacher, a professor, a school staff member, a student, or even a parent, and encourage them to continue to learn, to grow, and to let them know that they are loved. Amen. Back to you, Nancy.
Oh, okay. I was just about to ask if that amen meant back to me. Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
I wish you would call me every morning and do something like that for me. That would get my day started off right. So I decided, we're trying to work our way through the school day, but in 45 minutes we can't do that. So why not just do the things we really want to do with our school day? So we're skipping to recess. Straight to recess. Okay. And we've asked Mrs. Snyder who knows those games, those playground games, and what to do during a recess to join us and lead us in some exercise.
Good morning. How is everybody? Good morning. Wave to me. I can't see everybody that's on, but I know that Blaine is on. Hi, Blaine. Hi, Blaine. And I know that Bob is on. Hi, Bob. And Julia and Ann and Janice and Vern. So I love seeing you all. Get ready. We're going to put some music on. We're going to exercise a little bit. Get your arms ready, okay? Hopefully you can see me and my mix just decided to move off of the thing. So hold on for a second. I've got to find it again. I just love this kind of stuff, right? Oh my gosh. I just had it up. What the heck? I'd like to say something else, but you know, here it is. Back to school, folks. Here we go. So what I want you to do is take your arms and bring your arms forward and stretch your back. Big stretch. And then I want you to put your hands on your hips or your thighs and pull your shoulder blades back and sit up nice and tall. Can you hear it loud enough? Okay, now you're gonna take your head and tilt and tilt. Be true to your school now. Now can you look up, center, down, up, center. Now lift your shoulders, lift, lift. Oh my gosh, my thing keeps falling down. Be true to your school. Were you true to your school? Who's singing? Does anybody know? Lift and squeeze. Okay, now take your arms and push, push. Keep it going. Beach Boys, you remember the Beach Boys, right? I think there's still one or two still alive. Oh yeah. Now lift overhead a little bit. Overhead a little bit. I'm gonna move back a little bit. Be true to your school. Stretch those arms out. Now head tilt again. Tilt, tilt. Now look, right, center, left, center. You are such lovely people. Good morning to you. Ooh, are you dizzy yet? Look up, look center, look down, and we're gonna go to the next song. The next one is Back to School again. You remember the four tops? I want you to move your feet. Can you walk? Walk in your chair. Pump your arms a little bit. Keep walking. You believe that this is the four tops? Back to school again, people. You're looking good, Blaine. Keep going. Now push across. Push across. Keep pushing. Now push forward. Something about the Board of Education. Back to school now. Keep going. One more. One more. I want you to walk it out again in your chair. Pump it. Back to school again. A little tidbit. I used to work for the Board of Education. Okay, we're going to push across again. Push. So my shirt says, excuses don't burn calories. So I was helper to the secretary of the Board of Education in Linden, New Jersey. I started when I was 15. Walk it out again, walk. Cool down. Keep walking, pump those arms. Better be here. Oh yeah. Back to school now. Push across again, push. Stretch your arm out. Flex your hand. Stretch your hand out. Stretch. Stretch. Come forward with it. Keep going. Can you see me good enough? How you doing, Ann? How you doing, Vern? How you doing, Bob? Now walk it out again. I don't know, you call this heavy metal? I don't think so. Big rock and roll though, right? Push it back. Yeah. Stretch it out, stretch it out. Now forward with the arm, forward. Reach for me. Reach for me. I see you reaching, Blaine. Back to school now. You remember the song? I'm probably sure I danced to it somewhere along the way. Now walk it out again. Pump the arms a little bit. Bob, how you doing out there? Yeah. Good job. We got 2 more. Do you remember this? Who wrote the book of love? So what I want you to do is hold your arms right here, right next to your body. So go side to side a little bit with your core. Okay, now lift your knee right, lift it left. Lift, lift. I know you can't see me doing it. I don't know if I can move that far enough. Lift your knee up, right and left. Hold on to your thighs a little bit. Now put it right here again. Chapter 1. Chapter 2. Never done living apart. Chapter 3, remember. Go side to side. Side to side. Wonder, who wrote the book of love? Okay, now back to the knee. Pull. Pull your knee up. Pull it up. Pull it up. Stretch. Work your abdominal muscles when you pull your knee up. Who wrote the book of love? Oh, that didn't sound too good. Don't hire me to sing. You need to get Julia in there. Now right here. The meaning of romance. Are you singing? Wonder. Put your knee up again. Baby, yeah. I think this is the monotone sing. Do you remember the monotones? Can you push with it? Who wrote the book of love? You have to go to school to find out. Take it out. One more. We're going to march it out again. The teacher's teaching the golden rule. This will be it. How are you doing out there, guys? Keep marching. Okay, something different. Punch at me. Come chat me. How you doing, Bob? How you doing, Blaine? How you doing, Ann? There's another Julie out there, too. And Janice! Take it overhead. And Vern. I know there's probably more out there. Shoot. Now jab at me again. Jab at me. Now I want you to walk it out again. Walk it out. Pick up those feet. Pick them off the floor. Now what I want you to do is we're going to stretch a little bit before we end it. Keep watching. Okay, now take those arms again. Bring them forward. Stretch out your back. Oh, that feels so good. Can you get them overhead a little bit and stretch? Pull your shoulder blades back and stretch. Bring it on down. Take it over to the right side. Give yourself a little twist. And then you're going to go to the left. Good. And do that again. Over to the other side. And then bring it back to the other side and stretch. I want you to take your arm up overhead, stretch it way up there. Can you see my black and blue mark? I had blood work yesterday. I think she hit something wrong. And hold. Bring it on down. Take those arms again. Can you stretch however best you can? And bring it down. Hold on to your thighs. I want you to pull your shoulder blades back. Pull your tummies in and sit up nice and tall. And hold it right there. Good job, folks. We'll see you next time, okay? Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Blaine. Have a good day.
Hey, Joyce. That was perfect. I'd get a new nurse if I were you. All right. Keeping with the fun subjects, even though reading is fun, we're skipping over writing, we're skipping over the arithmetic, we're going straight to our favorites, we're going straight to music class. For those of you of my vintage, you remember music class wasn't so much music class. I mean, we sang every day in the classroom, every single day in our own classroom, and there really was no particular person who came in to help us do that. Of course, they were classics like Froggy Went a Courtin' and There's a Hole in the Bucket, Dear Liza. Still remember those words. Okay, but we've got the professional with us today. Now, Julia, I don't know if you ever taught in school. She does give voice lessons, and she did go to school. She went to school. She stayed the whole time she was supposed to. They let her go, and now she's off and running. So please, everyone, welcome our music teacher, Mrs. Laskowski.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me okay? Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. Awesome. Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I loved school later on, but as a little kid, I didn't care for school. I was always in trouble. I was always too much or too talkative or the class clown. So sir, I would have been in your office every day. In grade school, they had a green bench that the naughty kids would sit in and wait outside the principal's office. And there's an indention there where I sat. I think there's a plaque now, actually, from, but I think I had attention deficit disorder that was not diagnosed. But anyway, one of the things I learned about school was that if you do your homework, your schoolwork first, then you can go ahead and enjoy some of the more, enjoyable activities, like go out and play with your friends. Back in the day, we actually went outside and played with our friends as kids, didn't we? It was wonderful. Climb trees and, we weren't on our phones staring at it all the time. But yeah, so that's what I learned. And here's a little song about that. With every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find the fun and snap, the job's a game. And every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake, a look, a spree. It's very plain to see. Everyone sing with me at home. That a sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. And March Around Joyce had us going so nice before. A robin feathering his nest has very little time to rest while gathering his bits of twine and twig. Though quite intent in his pursuit, he has a merry toot-toot-toot, and so a song can move the job along. Everybody come on and sing with me, all right? Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. The honey bees that fetch the nectar from the flower to the comb never tire of ever buzzing to and fro, because they take a little nip from every flower they sip, and hence they find that task is not a grind. And a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. Ow, thank you so much. So I'm gonna go ahead and sing another little song for you. Let's see here. So did anyone have to walk 20 miles in the rain and sleet and snow to school? My parents did, and sometimes I did, but it was okay because I had someone very special that I could walk to school with, a friend. Sisters, sisters, there were never such devoted sisters. Never had to have a chaperone, no sir.
I'm here to keep my eye on her.
Sharing, sharing every little thing that we are wearing.
Then a certain gentleman arrived from Rome.
She wore the dress and I stayed home.
All kinds of weather, we stick together,
The same in the rain or sun. Two different faces, but in tight places. We think and we act as one. Those who see us know that not a thing can come between us. Many men have tried to split us up, but no one can. Lord, help the mister who comes between me and my sister. And Lord, help the sister who comes between me and my man. Sisters, sisters, sister, don't come between me and my man. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Margie. I think that's all I got time for today, unless you guys need another song. It's up to you. You tell me.
We have time.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well, when you go to school, why do you go to school? I don't know, but
You have
we
to.
have to. So, let me see here. Where are we? So you go to school so you can learn, so you can get a job and get out there in the workforce, right? That's right. That's right. So Joyce got us warmed up. So if you guys feel like dancing around a little bit, hopefully this will get you going. If it starts. There we go. Woo! Dolly Parton. Tumble out of bed and stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping out on the streets. The traffic is jumping with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5 for service and devotion. They just think that I would deserve a fair promotion. Want to move ahead, but the boss won't seem to let me. I swear sometimes that is out to get me. Yeah. They let you dream just to watch them shatter. You're just a step on the boss man's ladder, but you've got dreams they'll never take away. You're in the same boat with a lot of your friends, waiting for the day your ship will come in, but the tide's gonna turn and it's all gonna go your way. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5. They got you where they want you. There's a better life, and you think about it, don't you? It's a rich man's game, and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5. They got you where they want you. There's a better life, and you think about it, don't you? It's a rich man's game, and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. Ooh. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. Oh, sorry, Mrs. Laskowski.
Oh, yes.
And a special thank you to your sister, Mr. Laskowski.
Thank you, Mark.
That was much appreciated. Okay, everybody, we've about come to the end of our school day. See, that was a pretty fun school day. So a few thank yous and reminders. Thank you to Principal Myer, to Ms. Newsom, Mrs. Snyder, and Mrs. Laskowski, and Mr. Laskowski. I'd like to remind you, every week we still have our in-place gathering place guide. You can look up on our website, a weekly activity calendar. We have weekly caregiver education and information on Facebook. Common Ground teleconference support groups we're running on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. That's Tuesdays at 10 o'clock and Wednesdays at 2 o'clock. And then the gathering at your place on Thursdays at 10:30. So I'd like to thank all you friends for joining us for the day. And I'm going to ask Mrs. Laskowski to sing us out, please.
I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh and do some wonderful exercises. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. Love you.
Bye, everybody.